Hey, what's up guys? You're watching Theo Joe Tech, and if you're like me, you probably watched some of the Rio Olympics, and you may be aware that in 2020, Tokyo is going to be the next host, and they are already talking about how they're going to make their Olympics pretty special. Specifically, NHK, a company that is a broadcasting company in Japan, is saying they're going to broadcast the Olympics in Tokyo in 8K resolution. Now, they're calling 8K super high vision, but this is all pretty crazy because 2020 is not that far away, considering most cable companies are not broadcasting 4K at all. I think DirecTV might be the only cable company, and it's like a couple channels that are in 4K. Not to mention, not a lot of people have 4K TVs anyway. But nonetheless, NHK says they're working with companies like Panasonic and Sony specifically to develop the tech that would make it easier to get more 8K television sets out by this deadline of 2020 for the Olympics. Obviously, one of the biggest challenges will be bringing down the price to make it even worth it for enough people to buy it to be worth it to broadcast. Although, I guess you could figure that even if not a lot of people have 8K televisions, it'll bring down the price of 4K televisions, so they'll still be able to get a pretty high resolution and good display. Still, the only challenge is not going to be developing the TVs themselves, but even broadcasting it, it's going to take a ton of bandwidth. 8K is 4 times 4K. The resolution is on the order of about 8,000 by 4,000. That's where 8K comes from. So 4K is about 4,000 by 2,000. And like I mentioned before, television companies and broadcast companies are having trouble getting 4K content out. So you can imagine how difficult it is to get 8K content out. Although it's not like for this instance they're gonna have to broadcast 8K on every channel, just the ones that are doing the Olympics, and probably only during that time. And NHK apparently actually did broadcast some of the Rio Olympics in 8K, but because there are so few television sets out there, I think there's specifically one made by Sharp that costs $130,000, really the only way you could have watched this 8K broadcast by NHK of the Rio Olympics would be public display sets they had set up as kind of a demo. I don't think anyone really had it in their home, but it still works as a proof of concept that they can do it. So I think they'll probably have the broadcasting side down, just a matter of getting people to watch it. Now, Panasonic and Sony have said that they do plan to release 8K televisions by 2020, so I think they can stick to this deadline and do it, and probably other companies will come along as well. LG, Samsung, all the other TV manufacturers follow suit, especially if they think it'll be a good way to sell these TVs if they know that people will want to watch in 8K. It'd be a great marketing stunt. Now, the one problem with all this is, sure, NHK, the broadcasting company in Japan, says they'll be able to broadcast in 8K, but I haven't heard any other talks by other networks outside of Japan doing this. You know, the US, NBC, the UK has BBC. Never heard of any of these other companies trying to do 8K, so unfortunately most of us probably won't be able to watch it in 8K unless you're in Japan. Still, I think this is going to be good for the long run in terms of pushing the technology forward. Yeah, 8K is crazy, it would be nice, but first of all, I don't know if I want to spend money on an 8K television just to watch the Olympics, but it could mean that companies like NBC or BBC or other Comcast or Verizon cable companies will start to broadcast more content in 4K. If, for example, they see a lot of people buying up these high resolution TVs, it'd be a good way to promote their product. So overall, I think this is really awesome that this company is doing this. And even if we can't enjoy it ourselves, whether we don't get the service or we don't have a TV capable of it, I think it's going to be good in pushing the technology forward and getting those higher resolution broadcasts out quicker than we may have normally gotten. So if you do have a 4K television, we can finally, hopefully, start to get more broadcasts in that high resolution, and maybe sooner than later. And I guess that's really all there is to say about it. Hopefully we can get some updates in the next couple years about this new technology coming out, and maybe by the next Olympics after Tokyo, we will get maybe 12K resolution or something ridiculous like that. So I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Would you buy an 8K television if you knew that you could watch some stuff like the Olympics on it, or would you not even bother? Or maybe you're just thinking about getting a 4K television at this point. I know like Xbox is only just now starting to support 4K with the Xbox One S. There's not that much content for 4K yet, so we'll have to see how the adoption progresses. But either way, if you guys did enjoy this video, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. And if you want to keep watching, I've got some other videos on the right-hand side. I think you'll enjoy those. You can just click those or look in the description for the same link like if you're on a phone. And if you want to subscribe, I make new videos multiple times a week, so it should be worth it. So looking forward to hearing from you guys. As usual, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.